know what you're gonna say, that I'm a nut, but that's okay. I don't mind being a nut. I'm a clean nut, so that's okay. Hey everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another in my Disney series I do every year here on my channel in May. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the little notification bell next to it so that you do not miss any of my videos about Disney or anything else. I make videos every single week. This is just kind of a special thing that I do in May, but I do make videos about other things every single week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss those. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing things with you that you do not want to go to Disney without. These are packing items that I have learned over the years that have been really helpful or entertaining for us to take to a trip to Disney. They would probably be entertaining for any trip, but these are definitely things I do not leave home without when we go to Disney. The first thing is cameras for your kids. A lot of times as adults, we have our phones or we take our cameras, but we don't think about giving our kids a camera, whether it be a disposable camera or a digital camera. If you've got, those are so inexpensive now, it's almost as cheap to get a digital camera as it is a disposable camera. But over the years, we've done both. Starting out with our girls when they were really young, we would get them disposable cameras. That way if they lost it or dropped it, it wasn't a huge deal. Put their name on the bottom and then let them take pictures of the trip from their perspective. The things that they think are pretty or interesting. And it's really funny when you get back home and you see the pictures they've taken, especially if they're in a stroller, like the angle of it is like everything's all low to the ground, and sometimes you get a lot of leg shots of people walking by. But it's really fun. It's a really cute memory for them, and it's something they can put in maybe a scrapbook or a photo album over the years of just the pictures they've taken of Disney. So I think it's a really great idea and something that my kids have really enjoyed having whenever we go to Disney World. The second thing is a personal fan for everybody in the family. Now, we used to have one that hooked on the stroller. We don't have our own stroller anymore, so we don't have the fan anymore. But even these are the ones that we take now. These came from Bed Bath & Beyond, and they basically just go around your neck, and the air points straight up. So when you have it hanging around your neck, if the air is blowing you constantly in the face. These are really nice, especially if you go in the hot months, to have these. They're very inexpensive, and they just take 2 AA batteries, so I usually bring extra batteries with us so that if they happen to run out, we can replace them, but these are really nice to have on hand. Another thing kind of going along with the stroller is a UV sunshade. Again, we don't have ours anymore, but I will link it if I can find it on Amazon. It basically is something that hooks on the canopy of a stroller and makes it longer, and then it has UV protection built into it. So you're getting extra sun protection for your baby or your child that's in the stroller, so the sun is not like blinding them in the face or burning them. So those are really nice to have, and we had one for years, and they come in really handy. Another thing we always take are personal filtered water bottles. I had one up here to show you, and I don't know what happened to it, but my kids have like the small Brita version where there's like a filter built into the nozzle, or it's like a filter you can like screw to the nozzle. And you do have to replace the filters, you know, every so often, but those are really nice to have on hand. We label the bottom so each girl knows whose is whose. And it's just making sure that even if you're filling up the water bottle with fountain water, like water fountain water, you're still going to get some filtration there because it does have that Brita filter into it. So those are really nice to have. We always take those. If you have any kids that might be scared of loud noises, make sure you bring like ear muffling protection, whether it be like the big ones that look like those shotgun things, or you can just get little earplugs. We have just some little earplugs that I always bring. But just to help muffle the sound of really loud fireworks, it really does come in handy, especially if you've got seats really up front. And Disney does a really good job of no matter where you are, they seem like they're right on top of you. And sometimes that can be really loud and scary for kids. So helping to muffle that sound really can help you from having a meltdown with this kid who's screaming and does not want to see the fireworks when everybody else does. It could really be the difference in making or breaking your experience of fireworks. So definitely bring some sound muffling earplugs or headphones. Those are nice to have. Next thing I always take with us, and people are probably gonna laugh at me, is a Ziploc baggie for the hotel remote. Those things are disgusting, and I don't want to touch them, especially because a lot of times if I'm watching TV in the hotel room, it's after I've already like gotten ready for bed and washed my hands and washed my face, and I don't want to go and lay down in bed and watch TV with a disgusting remote and then lay it down and go to sleep with dirty hands. So as soon as we get to the hotel room, I drop the remote in the bag, seal it up, and nobody has to worry about getting gross hotel remote germs. Another thing that I always bring with us is travel laundry detergent and stain stick. You never know when you're going to get something spilled on your clothes, especially if you've got kids and they're going to drop like that chocolate ice cream on their shirt or something like that. It's really nice to be able to wash out dirty clothes in the sink if you need to, and then if you just need to treat something, to have some kind of a shout wipe or something like that to on the spot get rid of a stain, and then maybe wash it out when you get back to the hotel room. But I just keep a little travel bottle full of, you know, whatever my whatever my laundry detergent is, keep that in my toiletry bag, and then whenever I need to wash something out, I have a little bit. I don't have to go to the laundromat at the hotel or try to find somewhere to wash it out. I can wash it right there in the sink, let it dry over the tub overnight, and it's good to go. The same thing with travel dish detergent. We bring our own, like I said, our water bottles, and we bring our own Disney mugs from previous years. We bring those just to refill with water or milk or whatever we want. And I like to bring dish detergent so that we can wash those things out. The last thing you want to do is put milk in a cup and then forget it in your car for about 8 hours while you're in the park, and you come back and it smells like spoiled milk and you've got to wash it out, and you know the smell of that is like not going away. So it's really nice to have a little packet, a little plastic bottle of dishwashing detergent, whatever it happens to be. I just get those little plastic containers at Dollar Tree and fill it up with our dishwashing liquid at home, and then bring it with me, and I can wash out anything that I need to wash out. I also like to bring our own bath mat. Number one, because of germs, because, you know, I'm kind of weird about that. And then also because a lot of times those hotel tubs are really slippery. I like having a bath mat so that I know that me or my kids or my husband are not going to slip in the tub and fall. And then when we get back home, I just bleach it out in the tub here, let it air dry, roll it back up, and I take it, you know, again on any other trip. And I really like having our own bath mat, any hotel tub. I also like to bring Clorox wipes just in case I need to wipe up like the toilet or anything, the phone. Whenever we get to the room, I like to wipe down the phone or the toilet seat or anything like that, light switch plates. I know what you're gonna say, that I'm a nut, but that's okay. I don't mind being a nut. I'm a clean nut, so that's okay. I also recommend bringing a flashlight or a nightlight or both. You're in a different type of room. If you've got kids getting up in the middle of the night, maybe to use the bathroom, you don't want to leave the light on all night, but you want them to be able to see, and you don't want people tripping and falling over stuff because they're not used to their new room that they're going to be in. So definitely bring a flashlight and maybe even a nightlight to help at nighttime, either kids that might be afraid of the dark or just seeing your way to the bathroom at nighttime. Also, make sure you're bringing baby wipes. Those are really invaluable when it comes to any trip. Even if you don't have kids, they're a nice way to wipe up if you feel gross or you're sticky from sunscreen and you don't have time to take a shower yet. You know, you can wipe up with those. We drive to Disney, so I keep some in the car, so if they get messy when they're eating or if I spill something, we've got baby wipes. No matter whether you have babies or not, you can always use those in the car and in the parks. Another thing that we always bring on any vacation, but especially a trip to Disney when you're in the sun a lot, are these UV sun hats. Now this is the Tuga brand. I actually did a video about their hats a couple years ago, and we love these. We've got so many different sizes and styles of their hats, but basically they have sun protection built into them, so it's extra protection against the sun in addition to your sunscreen and your sunglasses. This is just extra protection. So this is my youngest daughter's. They have drawstring, so you can tighten it up under their chin if it gets windy. It's reversible, and it's also really, really nice material that dries really quickly if it gets wet in the ocean or the pool, or if they get rained on. They dry really, really fast. They wash up really well, and we have had these for years and love them. One thing I never leave the house without, no matter where I'm going, even if I'm here in town, is Pepto pills, Tylenol, and Tums. I tend to get weird stomach issues a lot here at home, and I certainly get them a lot when I'm traveling because you're eating more and different things like that. Your cycle's kind of thrown out when you're on different schedules down there. So I always bring Pepto pills, especially for the parks, Tums, and then Tylenol for me if I need it. And then I also bring Pepto liquid in case I'm at the resort and I feel bad. I think the liquid works a little bit better than the pills, but the pills are nice as far as convenience because they're really small. And they have Pepto for kids too, so you can get a kid's version of Pepto if they get a sick stomach while you're out. Also, make sure you're bringing quarters and pennies for all of the penny press machines you're gonna see in the parks and in your resorts. They have all different ones, and you do not wanna be stuck with a penny but no quarters, because it costs like, I forgot, 75 cents I think to make a pressed penny. So your kids are probably going to want to do that, or if they have a collection like mine do, everywhere we go they want the pressed pennies. So make sure you bring quarters and pennies for those press machines. Also bring quarters if you drive. There are quite a few toll roads I think once you get into Florida you're going to need change for, so make sure you bring quarters for the drive. We always bring ponchos, and you do not want to be at Disney World and not have a poncho, because their ponchos are really expensive. And maybe I'm just a bad poncho owner, but I can never get those things dried out. Once they get rained on, they mildew every single time. So I usually just get the ones from the Dollar Tree And then after they get wet, I throw them away. I also like to bring grocery bags for trash bags in the car. I have a little trash can thing that stays up in the front all the time in our car, but I like to have extra ones because you're gonna have a lot more trash if you're driving, especially if it's a 12-hour drive like it is for us. You know, you've got leftover food or bags, or the kids are like doing some kind of craft in the back seat that has paper. So it's really nice to have grocery bags you can just fill up with trash the next time you stop for gas, tie it up and throw it away at the gas station and keep it out of your car. It makes your trip a lot more organized and less messy when you can kind of keep your messes contained like that. Also, make sure you bring your own glow sticks and bubble wands and all those little things that kids like to have at the park that they're going to see being sold at the parks. We have tons of Disney magic wands and things that we've bought over the years. I'm not going to say we don't ever buy those things that you see at night at Disney, but we always bring our own glow sticks, and that has just, I don't know, over the years the kids have kind of just, they don't ask for those things usually anymore that the Disney people are selling, because they know that in my park bag I have a stash of neat lighty up and glowy things, and I bring a variety of things. I usually can find rings, and they have crown. Last year they had crowns. We do necklaces. I got some really neat ones this year from the Dollar Tree that you guys will see in that video later on about the glow things that we're going to be bringing. But get them at the Dollar Tree before you leave, or Michael's carries them. But the Dollar Tree has an awesome collection of glow things. Sometimes you can get the glasses. So just be on the lookout for really neat and unique ones. And it really does help to keep the begging to a minimum, and gives them something special to look forward to at night when they know when it gets dusk outside that their mom has got like some kind of awesome thing in the bag that they're going to get to have. Also, bubbles. We bring bubbles every single year. And my youngest daughter, I swear, last year, she was more entertained by the bubbles than she was by anything else. I'm like, look at the castle, look at Mickey, look at this. And she's just sitting in her stroller just blowing bubbles. And I'm like, I could have just given you a can of bubbles and you'd have been just as happy. So bring bubbles. It keeps kids entertained. It keeps the kids around them entertained. I mean, we've had kids that we've given bubbles to, like we don't even know those kids, but they were having a meltdown, and we would go to their parents and be like, here, does she want these? You know, it keeps them entertained. It gives them something to do while they're waiting in line, as long as people aren't like too close. So definitely bring your own bubbles. I also recommend loading relaxing music onto your iPod or your iPhone, especially if your kids are used to listening to music at nighttime in their rooms. I put music on my phone, and then on the drive to Disney when it was dark, I wanted the kids to go to sleep, I would put on some relaxing music. My youngest daughter listens to that a lot at night anyway, and so she was kind of used to it. So it kind of kept it like her body knew, like, okay, this is relaxing music, and it really helped her to relax and go to sleep in the car. Same thing in the hotel room to help keep their bedtime schedule and kind of routine the same. Maybe have the same music or sound in the hotel room playing that they have in their bedroom at home. It really does help them to go to sleep better, and it's more like, you know, their experience they would have at home. Also, make sure you don't forget hand sanitizing spray and like hand sanitizing wipes and things like that, because you're going to be touching lots of rides and different things, and the kids are going to touch all this junk. So I use the Honest hand sanitizer spray I keep in my park bag, and then in the stroller I will put the Wet Ones container. I don't love using the Wet Ones anymore because they do have parabens in them, but something like that, like a sanitizing wipe that I put in the cup holder of the stroller, and it lives there all day long. That way, as soon as we get off a ride or they've touched something sticky or something, I can wipe them and sanitize their hands really quickly. And it makes me feel better that they're not just coated in germs by the end of the day. But I really do like the Honest Company hand sanitizer spray. It's 99.9% effective, just like other conventional hand sanitizers, but it's more natural, and they really do have some good scent. So definitely check out the Honest Company hand sanitizer. It's also not a bad idea to bring robes and bath slippers, especially for young kids who may get cold when they get out of the shower or the tub. A lot of times maybe you've got your resort room cold because maybe one person is hot, or you've been at the park and you've been hot, so you had the air turned up really high. But then you or your kids go to take a shower and they're like freezing to death. So we usually give our kids will take a shower or bath, and then put them in their pajamas, put them in their robe, and that way they stay warm and comfortable even when it's a little bit cooler in the room. Same thing with bedroom slippers. I don't like them running around barefooted. So we bring bedroom slippers so they can wear those in the room instead of walking barefoot. Also, bring your own hair dryer. I don't care what hotel you stay at. I have never stayed at a hotel that had a hair dryer that was powerful enough to dry me or my girls' hair. So I bring my own hair dryer, and that way if we want to dry our hair out while we're down there, we actually have one that will actually work. So bring your own hair dryer. If you're gonna do the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, I recommend bringing your own dress ahead of time. Now you can get it down there as part of your package, but it's gonna hike up your price like crazily. And there's nothing wrong with that if you really want to go and splurge and get the dress and all that stuff. But what I usually do and have done in the past is I will get either a dress that my girls already have from home, or if I want them to have a new dress, I will purchase them a new dress from the Disney store, or you know, disneystore.com or something like that. And don't let them see it. I would take it down there in a garment bag, and then we would get to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and they would get the base package, which at the time, and I think it still does, includes hair, nails, makeup, and a sash. So I think that package, if I remember right, and don't quote me on it because it's been a couple years since we've done it, but I believe it was $65 or $50, somewhere in the $50 to $70 range. I can't remember. And that was the cheapest package they had that did not include a dress. So if you go down there without a dress and you're going to get one down there, you're looking to pay well over $100 for the whole thing. So usually if you get the dresses ahead of time, you know, at your mall or the disneystore.com or something like that, you can get them cheaper, and then get the makeup, hair, and nails done at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. It'll save you lots of money, and I don't think your kids are going to care whether their dress came from home or it came from Disney World. They're not going to care. One thing, again, if you're driving, is to bring library DVDs and books on tape and things like that. Like an idiot, like years ago, I would buy all these DVDs for us to watch on the trip to Disney, and I was like, why did I do that? Because some of those DVDs my kids hadn't even seen, and they would watch them and they didn't really like them. So we got back home, we had DVDs we didn't even want. So I learned, for some reason, I don't know, I learned the hard way to go ahead and right before we leave, I will rent a bunch of movies from the library, and then by the time we get back, it's usually time for them to be returned. And that way, if they don't like the movie, it's no big deal. But if they do, you know, maybe we can buy it, maybe not. But it's something for them to watch and listen to on the way down there to keep them entertained on a budget. Also, I also like to buy their autograph books before we leave for Disney. So if you go to Disney World, I believe the autograph books start out at around $15 from the ones that I've seen. So I will look at Amazon and get some, or you can even go, I know the Target dollar spot I've seen before, like notebooks that have princesses on them. They're not necessarily autographed notebooks, but it's a notebook with a Disney character on it for like $1 or even $3. That's going to be cheaper than going down to Disney and buying some kind of crazy expensive autograph book that's probably going to get lost anyway. So we've always done that. We've never bought an autograph book at Disney World. So that's my recommendation for that. If you're driving and you have a young kid that's very early stages of potty training, or very early stages of, or that's in the stages of potty training, or very early stages of like independent potty time, you know, whatever you want to call it. Basically, they're not that good at letting you know in advance that they have to go to the bathroom. Having a travel potty seat in your car is going to save your life, because you're going to get somewhere on the Florida Turnpike where there's no gas stations around, or it's the middle of the night and you've got this kid that has to go to the bathroom. Or you finally find a parking spot at one of the parks and you start walking the million-mile walk to the tram, and then you realize your kid has to use the bathroom, and you think, okay, can they make it all the way into the park? Because I still have to go on the tram. I still have to get my ticket and get in. I still have to find the bathroom. Do I run back to the car? What do I do? So having that travel potty seat in your car is really, really helpful for situations like that. Also, it's not a bad idea to bring a step stool for the hotel. If you have a young kid that maybe can't reach the sink on their own in the hotel, and chances are if they can't reach the sink in your home, then you're not going to be able to reach the sink in the hotel. And you do not want to have to be going over there constantly and like holding them over the sink while they wash their hands or brush their teeth. So just bring a fold-up step stool and keep it in one of the sinks in the hotel, and let them be able to reach the sink, wash their own hands, and brush their own teeth without you having to be involved. For parents or older kids that maybe don't go to bed when younger kids do, make sure you don't forget to bring earbuds so that you can listen to music on your phone, you can watch YouTube videos on the iPad, whatever it is you like to do at night. In the hotel room, you're all going to be jammed in together, and so you don't want to disturb the other people that might be wanting to go to sleep. So bringing earbuds is really nice. I didn't bring mine one year, and my husband was like, he had his, and so I couldn't really watch anything because I didn't want to wake the kids up. So bring your own earbuds. Also, make sure if you have something like this, like a fan that I mentioned, or a stroller fan, or your kid has or you or your child has a disposable or a digital camera that needs batteries, make sure you bring extra batteries so that when those things run out, you can replace them and not have to buy batteries at Disney or like make a trip to Walmart or something just for batteries. Also, don't forget a portable cell phone charger. A couple years ago, my husband said we had to have one because he wanted to get one before the trip, and I was like, we don't need that. But really, you are going to be on your phone a lot, especially if you're using it to take pictures and video, and if you're going to be using the Walt Disney World app, which you need to like check your dinner reservations or change your fast passes. You're going to be on your phone a lot more than you realize, and so having one of those really quick chargers is really helpful. They're small. I'll try to find the one that we have in the description. I'll try to link the one that we got in the description box below. We've had it for a couple years now, and it has, I believe, one charge on that portable charger. I think for us would end up charging our phones like 2 or 3 times. I can't remember the exact amount of times, but it was more than one time we were able to charge our phones fully from one charge on that portable cell phone charger. So they really are nice to have, especially at Disney. Okay, we're almost done. I know it's a long list, but these are a lot of things that I have figured out that have come in really handy. So I'm sorry, we've got a couple more. Yeah, the next thing I like to bring with us is plastic cups and forks and spoons and bowls. If you're going to be driving, especially, it's really nice to, like even cereal, I would bring dry cereal and plastic cups and spoons. And then if the girls wanted some cereal, some of the time we would have milk from the next thing I'm going to mention. Or even if we stop at a gas station and to get gas, we just get like a little thing of milk, and they could have cereal or something in a cup. And if they wanted the cup to drink out of, it was nice to have that. So cups work really nice to eat a variety of different types of foods. And then we also, like I said, would bring milk. We would bring our auto fridge with us. And it's basically this little cheap refrigerator we got at Target years and years ago. We bring a cooler sometimes too, but the fridge works out really nicely, especially if you do want to bring milk with you, or your kids want, or you have a younger child that maybe has formula or something. Those work out really nicely because they will keep things cold for you, and it saves a lot of money than having to go to gas stations or stop at McDonald's or get milk or something somewhere else. It's really nice to be able to bring your own cold drinks with you. And the last thing that I really recommend for kids or adults are baby food pouches, or like any of those convenience food pouches. Baby food pouches, if you haven't seen them, which my youngest daughter still eats them, they're basically baby food in a pouch. So you screw off the top and you can just kind of eat out of the little nozzle and then throw it away. So she still likes some of the Gerber organic ones. I mean, I know she's 7, but if she likes them and they're healthy and they're organic, why not? So she really likes those. Both girls really like the applesauce pouches. We get the organic applesauce and they can just eat it on the go and throw it away. And then for adults, they have all different flavors of like yogurt blends and fruit blends. So those are really nice either on the trip to Disney, if you're driving, if you're flying, and they're especially nice in the park. That is my list of things not to go to Disney without. I know it's a long list, like I've been talking a long time. My nose is starting to burn back here. I'm thirsty, but that's 34 things I counted that you do not want to go to Disney without. They have become so invaluable for us over the years. They've helped us a lot. Now, obviously, some of these things we don't take with us anymore, like travel potty seats and step stools, because our kids are potty trained. They're big enough to reach the sink. But those are just some of the things that we have learned over the years that have been really, really handy to bring with you. So hopefully I was able to give you some ideas of some things that maybe you should bring with you next time you go to Disney, or really any family road trip or vacation. A lot of these things are going to be things that are going to work no matter where you're going. So hopefully it was helpful. And let me know in the comments below if I missed something that you have learned over the years that has been just something you have to have on a trip to Disney. Let me know in the comments below what that might be. I'm curious to know if I've missed anything. I'm not a light packer, I will say that. But you know what? I'm always prepared. And I'd rather have what I need when I need it than not have what I need when I need it. So hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos, and make sure you stay tuned to my channel, because tomorrow there will be another video in my Disney series that hopefully you do not want to miss. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.